name is Jamie Allen Bishop with Soul Heart Collaboration, and we are speaking with our speakers about the upcoming retreat, Infinite Possibilities, October 4th, 5th, and 6th, 2024. And today we're going to talk to Wil Becker. Yay! Hi, Wil.
Hi, Jamie. It's great to see you.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Did you notice the micro movement? I'm great. Oh goodness. You know what? I'm under a lot of pressure because we're leaving today to go on a little trip and I'm having to wrap all the things up before we leave, but that's okay. That's what we do. We just take calming breaths and move on. But
And
this
you have
isn't
people like
about
me
me.
who wait to the last minute to do stuff.
Who, me? What?
I was pointing at myself.
Well, you know what? Honestly, it's just that there's so many things to do, right? And there's only one of us. So we have to
Yep,
give ourselves a little bit of grace with that. Anyway, enough about this,
absolutely.
enough about me. Let's talk about you. Tell me who is Wil Becker?
I am a father, a husband, and a father of 4 boys. Um, I I love coaching and working with people. I love that interaction, but most of all, is I love seeing other people make changes in their lives and love it and grow. I just love it because when I see that and I see their excitement that I can do this, I can make this happen. It, man, then I get to do my favorite part, which is then to just cheer them on and just to encourage people to keep going.
Exactly. Love that. I have known you for what, maybe 3-4 years now?
It's 4 years.
Oh my gosh,
I
time
know,
flies.
right?
And we met through networking. So we
We did.
love that is the case. You were a sponsor and an attendee at some of the other events. And so it dawns on me that you have areas of expertise too. I think it was last year it dawned on me. I was like, Wil needs to join us as a speaker. He is a great attendee, but we need to get his message out to the world. So thank you for saying yes last year. Super amazing experience. And thank you so much for saying yes to this year. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am to go hybrid finally, because it's the vision, right?
Right.
Um,
I gotta tell you, when you invited me last year, I was like, me? Like, are you kidding me? Like me? Like what? And still, I think back to that, and I'm so honored that I got invited to participate in that. And I had such a great time doing it.
Good. Yay.
So
That's
this was an
fantastic.
easy one to do, to say yes to you
Yeah.
again.
Honestly, you're amazing. You're such a beautiful leader. You're such a kind-hearted person. And I'm so excited to meet you in person for real
I
and
know,
give you a
right?
big hug. But anyway, so tell us a little bit about what you're talking about at the Infinite Possibilities Retreat.
So I'm going to be talking about teaching leadership to kids, because one of the things that happened to me in the past is I failed a job interview because when the person in the interview asked what I would do if I didn't have time and money issues, I said I'd be a full-time dad, because I think it's really important that I raise young men who can go out in the world and make a bigger difference than I can in just the things that I'm doing. And I failed the job interview, but it really crystallized that being a dad and being a good dad was really important to me. And it didn't matter to me what other people thought about that. So I mean, the interview was over, but I didn't care because I was right and they missed an opportunity, and I'm okay with that. So yeah.
You know, listen, moms and dads are some of the hardest working people on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. The
It's
grind,
hard work.
the showing up, I think of it this way: when a kid gets sick and you get sick at the same time, you can't be sick. You're taking care of the
Yeah.
kid. That's kind of how the entire life works of a parent is,
And single parents, Jamie,
oh my
they
God.
blow my mind. because they're
Yes, me
doing it
too.
by themselves. I have such huge respect for parents that are single parents for whatever the circumstances may be. That is just hard work, and it's at another level than I have to do. And so when I run into those parents, I love to encourage them because I
Yes.
know sometimes they are just beat down from just they're always on deck because they work and they've got to be home. They're the parent, and when I meet those parents, I just love to encourage them because most of the time they're doing a lot better job than they think, and sometimes they'll get to see the results right sooner than later, and sometimes they have to wait till their kids have kids to start seeing the fruits of their labor.
Yes. Yeah, so true. So why leadership with kids? Why was that a subject that was near and dear to your heart?
Well, aside from being a dad, because it's how we help shape the next generation, and it's how we help shape culture. It's how we help shape my hearts and minds. And while I don't agree with everything going on in the world, there are things I do agree with. And the best way for me to have a bigger impact is to help someone else. And I'm the kind of person, I don't need my name on a building. I don't need recognition for me. But what I love is making sure other people get recognized for the work that they do and pointing the spotlight at them as much as possible. And so, as a parent and as well, I've been a youth pastor now for off and on for like 15 years, is always highlighting something that the youth are doing and giving them praise for the good things they do. And I got to be honest with you, sometimes as a parent, that's the hardest part because we see all the things our kids do wrong, and we've got okay, where's the good thing? Where's the okay? Let me focus on that. And so that impact, we we can't measure really the impact that we can have in the lives of youth. And um, it's the story, it's the analogy of you cannot count the apples in an apple seed. I mean, there's just no way. And so I don't look to be the person that everyone points back and says, yeah, that guy when he was my youth pastor, that guy when he, I don't even care about that. I just want to see a young person grow up and make a good life for themselves. And then you're going to have a couple that are going to make amazing lives that are going to do huge things in the world. You can go, wow, I got to know them when they were like this big. And you're just going to be the person that knows that. Now, whether the influence they give you credit for that, I don't really care. I don't, because it's not about me. It's about helping them. And so anything that I can do as an example or as a teacher or as a friend to young adults and to youth, I love to do because I want them to succeed.
Listen, I can attest firsthand that Will is somebody who doesn't just say it, he actually does it. Uh, example from last year was that you kind of took the ball and ran with it in sharing everybody else's, all the other speakers, little things. And we didn't tell you to do that. It wasn't part of the marketing expectations for the speakers, but you took that ball and ran with it. And it was so powerful. I don't know if you understand how powerful that was.
I I didn't even think about I didn't even think about it. I just thought, hey, we're doing this thing together. I need to share this when I see it. And the problem for me, is, and it drives my wife a little bit crazy because I go into Facebook, I paste the stuff I'm going to share. I post the stuff I'm going to share. Usually quotes, sometimes other things, and then I go check on some friends. I check my notifications, and then I'm out because I've got more important things to do to be there. And so when I see, hey, you know what? Let me go share Jamie's this. Let me go share Susie's post. Let me, comment here and hopefully pop this up so somebody sees, their post and maybe that influences one other person. I wasn't even thinking about like how much attention it's going to help generate. I just wanted to help. So
We appreciate it so much. It's powerful because that's not you selling you, that's you saying, hey, look at this other person, they're amazing. And through
oh
lifting
yeah,
people up, we automatically lift ourselves up. It's so brilliant. Anyway, I'm so impressed that you walk the walk and don't just talk the talk. So thank you, thank you,
Thank you.
thank you. It's huge.
Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that.
All right. So why did you say yes? So why did you say yes again? I think is the question.
Well, one, it's totally selfish for the experience because networking virtually over the last 4 years has been fantastic. A fantastic experience for me, and with the opportunity to get into in person, to finally meet you in person, finally meet some of the people I know and been networking with in person, is huge because it helps to really connect each other physically in space, shaking hands, hugs, you know, eating meals together, those kind of things. And that's a deeper connection. I mean, we've connected a lot over the 4 years. However, being in person is it's a deeper well. It's a deeper well. And so being able to be there to bring more light to those that are attending, sharing it, being able to, you know, repost, be like, great. But imagine now afterwards, Susie puts up a post or you put up a post and I can say, hey, you guys missed this great event. And then write a little bit about what happened and why it impacted me. And so being there in person just multiplies what we can do for each other. And I want to be there in person to bring what little influence I have, but also then to learn from everyone else. Because those moments off stage, that's where some of the synergy really happens. That starts to magnify relationships, that multiplies effort. So yeah.
Yeah, so true. I'm so glad you see that. Not everybody sees, you know, because we're still shifting from everything being online. Everybody's kind of craving that in-person experience, but they don't know how to start it again because we've kind of been, you know, keeping ourselves tight and close and you know, we're in that fear when we're in that tight, close knit thing. And when we expand and get out into our communities, we have to let go of a little bit of that fear that's been comforting us for so long now.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, right. So thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited. I cannot even begin to tell you. I know you know, but maybe everybody else doesn't know that the vision for these retreats was to go pod style all over the world, where we're all watching each other over, you know, online as well as being in person, because that energy when you're in person, it's just not the same over the internet. We love that we can communicate this way, but it's just not the same. Being in person is so powerful.
There is something about humans that need physical connection. And I'm not talking romantic or even intimate. I'm just talking about being together,
Yes.
being with each other. And when you get around people that are like-minded, that have similar beliefs, and it doesn't have to be like this perfect cookie. It just has to be, there has to be some overlap of similarity. And then you just don't know what's going to come out of that as people spend time together. Um, there's a, so I'm an Army brat, which kind of breaks a lot of molds for people. But my family has always been an extension of the people that we lived around with the military. And even to this day, I naturally adopt people in as a brother or sister, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, all those kind of relationships. Because being together, eating meals together, sharing the joys and the triumphs and the hard times together deepens the relationship. And it adds more to that social emotional bank account that we have with each other. And one of the things I've learned is that when you build those relationships, when you have to take a withdrawal, that it's okay. Another person will understand. A great example of that, my mom called me a week ago Sunday. Hey, are you going to the family funeral? I wasn't planning to. I don't really know that our extended family because I didn't live around them. And my mom was like, well, I was kind of hoping you were going so I could ride along. I said, Mom, if you want to go, I will take you. Now, my brother took care of her ticket and flew her out here from Texas. I picked her up. We went up on Saturday to the funeral, spent most of the day up there. And now the reason I'm telling this is because my wife understands that I'm there for her all the time, whatever she needs. And I've worked on my side of our relationship enough that if I need something like this comes up, aside from it just being family, she understands. I can go, I can take care of, I can help somebody, and she's okay with it. She knows where my loyalties are, she knows where my heart is, and she doesn't. It's funny too because now this makes me think. So I'm talking about my wife, my wedding ring. I lost my wedding ring in. I lost my wedding ring in 2018. It was a youth excursion. We were gone for a week, and when I lost it, I was like, "Oh, Lauren's gonna be so upset," because it took me years to be able to wear it because I have sensitive skin, and I had to build up the tolerance to it. So I get home and I'm like, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I lost my wedding ring at the lake when we were with the youth." And she's like, "Okay, do you want me to get another one?" She's like, "Anybody that knows you, you talk about your wife and kids. I'm not worried about you, like, at all." And I'm like, "Thank you, but you're not upset?" And she's like, "No, like, it's a ring." Like, and I'm like, "Okay, thank you." And I was worried about it because early in our marriage, it was super important to her.
I love
I've
it.
never, no, that's, I shouldn't say that. I've been more interested as I've aged into building relationships and not so much the outward appearance of things. You know, I would rather have a tight relationship with somebody and it may look strange to somebody else because they don't understand the relationship. And I could care less about that because the relationship is solid. And that's what's most important to me is those connections.
That in and of itself is the definition of leadership to me, is when there's enough of a foundation that you can launch, launch a rocket off of. Yeah. Oh, anyway, it makes for a better experience for everybody involved when that foundation is solid. Wow, what,
Yeah.
when the boat rocks, so what? The foundation's still there
Yeah.
to hold you steady. So, anywho,
Absolutely.
thank you. Let's switch it up a bit. Let's talk a little bit about some fun things that involve just you, not your business, not the stories, but let's get to know Wil a little bit better. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, so a question that I've asked everybody so far is what what is on your bucket list travel wise? Where would you go and why?
Well, the big answer is everywhere it's safe to go. But more immediately, what's on my bucket list is probably a 3 or 4 day weekend in Niagara Falls. I went when I was a kid. I was 3. I don't remember it. I have Canadian friends that talk about how gorgeous it is on the Canadian side. And so I want to take my wife up for like a long weekend. And it's not far from here where I'm at. But that's the one of the things I want to do right away with her is as we create some more time and money in our lives, is we'll take that and do that with her. Because she loves to travel and she loves to see things. After that, I'd like to do a probably like a 3 or 4 day weekend in London. So
Awesome. I love London. London is so much fun. I haven't been to Niagara Falls, so that is definitely on my bucket list as well. It's what a unique experience that would be. Okay.
yeah,
One of the other questions that I've asked is if you were a color, what would you be and why?
uh, if I was a color, I'd probably be bright orange. Um, because orange has been my favorite color since I don't even know because I don't remember. Um, and it used to drive my mom crazy because I'd buy orange shoelaces and release my shoes. I would buy these crazy loud shorts with a lot of orange in them. Ties for church I'd buy with crazy amounts of orange in them. Um, but yeah, I just
There's just something
bright.
about that color that draws you.
Yeah, it does. And here's the funny thing: I actually have 3 favorite colors now, which blows some people's minds. but I can't help it. I look at them all and they're like, yes, you're my favorite. I love you. So that's navy blue, and forest green.
Love, love, love.
I don't know why, but I just love those three colors together. So
We'll have to talk after because I know a little bit about why, but that's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Orange is a great color. It's sunshine. It's bright. It's fun. It's exciting. It's vibrant, which you are all of those things. So not surprised at all to hear you say that. So anywho, Wil, if somebody were to take one thing away from this interview that they can either implement today or take the advice of somebody who's been there, done that, what would you share?
the first thing I'd want them to take away is that success is a multiplication of constant improvement. And it doesn't matter if you don't think you're a good reader or you fall asleep when you start reading a business book. Start small. You know, I had shoulder surgery almost 2 years ago. And by the time I felt I could start doing something for my shoulder, I started with incline push-ups. And I would do one or two, and it would start to hurt a little bit. And so then I'd stop. And then the next day, I'd do a couple more. And I just would build up from there because I didn't want to mess my shoulder up, but I needed to get things back to where they needed to be physically for my, not only for my health, but also because I do some physical work sometimes that requires me to be able to lift and move heavy items. And so it's now much later, and it's a year and a half later, but it's also like a year later than when I started, and I'm doing a lot more. I'm doing a lot more in my physical workout, and even when I post, so I don't have an accountability partner that can work out at the same time I can. But there's a couple guys I follow on social media, and they post like a picture of their watch at like 4:40 in the morning or something. It's like I finished my workout, or they take a picture of the sweat stain on the floor. And I'm like, you know what? I can post what I'm doing in my workouts when I work out, and then my social media family, my connections, can be an accountability partner. For example, Susie hits almost every single one of those in the morning and cheers me on like every time. And if you go back through it, you can see, oh, he started out with like 20 of this, and now he's up to maybe 60 of these. And I did that for my own record, but also because of the accountability. So it doesn't matter what you're working on as a person. If it's reading, stand up and read a paragraph if you're going to fall asleep and you know it. Stand up and read a page, whatever you can work through to get started. And eventually what happens is that little incremental improvement accumulates. A year from now, you might be able to pick up a book at 10:30 at night and read for 20 minutes and not get tired or anything, and be able to read and put that to bed. And what we know from the leadership studies, leaders are readers. Now,
Yes.
I read a lot of stuff. I read a lot of leadership and business books because that's where I gain skills and knowledge. But I also read creative books or novels because that's where you can get creative ideas. That's how I got the idea to talk about leadership in Kung Fu Panda for one of my son's schools on a career day. Because I look at things through that leadership lens, no matter what it is. And I find leadership everywhere. In fact, part of my presentation is going to feature a kids movie, and I want to talk about how it connects to teaching kids leadership.
Awesome. 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 Love that. Love that. When people hear this interview, they're going to want to reach out to you. Where can they find you?
Well, the probably the fastest place to find me is at turningleafs.com. That's LEAFS. And I've got a bunch of videos on there. All my social media is on there, and you can find me there. You can email me through there, but it's there's email address contact@turningleafs.com right on the website. Not clickable because of spam problems. I'm sure you guys know about spam. Well, I don't eat that on toast or anything. It's terrible in the inbox too. So, but yeah,
Totally
all
and
that's right
completely
there.
agree. So turning TURNING Leafs
Yep.
LEAFS.com. You can reach Wil, get your ticket, get your seat from Wil today. It's important that you be there. If you cannot be in person, join us online. There's still good energy online. We've done it. This will be our 7th retreat. We've done this for a bit. It's amazing. All of these speakers are fan-freaking-tastic. I'm just honored to be on the stage and by your side as you present your wisdom to the world, because we need to share it.
Absolutely. And here's a great thing. There's 17 other speakers. So if you don't like me, you'll probably like somebody else way more. And I'm okay with that.
Yay! Totally love that and absolutely agree. Looking forward to seeing you, looking forward to seeing you, the attendee, and have an amazing rest of your month of September. And we will see you in August. Reach out to Wil Becker, turningleafs.com, or you can always go to the producer's website, which is soulheartcollaboration.com, to find out more about what the heck this retreat is all about. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you there.
First weekend in
Bye for now.
October.
Yes,
It'll be
yes,
awesome.
you're right. Thank you. October 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yep.
Bye for now.
Thanks, Jamie. Take care.